The IRS wants to work with us. The reason is because we're offering to them what's called voluntary compliance. When a taxpayer engages with an organization like Tax Defense Network, our reputation with the IRS precedes itself. When we call or we send that power of attorney to the IRS for a taxpayer, the IRS now knows that this client or this taxpayer is going to resolve their issue. It's less work that the IRS has to do. We're going to get a taxpayer into compliance, and we're going to establish a resolution based on that taxpayer's financial situation. So by engaging early and not being afraid of who you're speaking with, you've got to do your due diligence and make sure that the company is reputable. We've got an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We've had that since we started because of our integrity. And when we engage with a taxpayer, we're going to make sure that we can meet their needs and resolve their case. If we can't, we'll let them know.
It's about those relationships we've built. From what I understand, the statistics are we're the #1 person who faxes to the IRS in the United States. That's huge. They know our name. When we pick up the phone, they know who we are, and they look at it as they have a file on their desk. It's going away. It's no longer going to be in collections. It's going to be in a situation where the client is resolving the issue and they don't have to aggressively hunt it. So that's where we are with them. They know who we are. We get it done. And again, I can't express it enough. It's not just what you know, and our team knows exactly what they're doing, but it's who you know. It's the connections. Picking up the phone and having them know that we're going to close a file for them gives us a lot of power when we're negotiating.
A lot of the representatives, they know us by name when we call. The attorneys, the revenue officers are the same way. They work with them on a regular basis, and they do. We've gained a rapport with them. There's 75,000 pages in the Internal Revenue Manual. I don't know any other regular taxpayer that sits at home and reads that at night before they go to bed. So that's why we're here. We do that. We know what the legal aspect of it is and what your rights are as a taxpayer. And we're going to make sure that you're taken care of.
I think that given the type of industry that Tax Defense Network is in, we have shined above the rest, especially with the IRS, because we are still here. We are an honest company. We are very client focused. Our goal is to help our clients resolve their issues and move forward and do it in a legal way without any of the scams or the settle for penny on the dollars. Nothing along those type of gimmicks that you have heard from other companies that now are no longer in business.
If you have a serious problem with the IRS or even a minor problem that could get serious, I think that the difference in calling us versus calling someone else that may or may not be able to help you is you're going to talk to a true consultant. My job as a consultant is to assess your situation, have a conversation with you, determine if I can help you first, and if so, what we need to do. Once we determine what we can do, then we can quote some costs as to how much it might cost to represent you through the process. But what's nice is we tell them right up front that I'm not going to ask for any money at the end of the consultation. We have a process in place that is like none other, where we're going to actually, if you decide you would like to move forward to the next part of the process, we're going to pull some records first. We're going to take a look at what's going on the IRS's side of the fence first to make extra sure nothing would get in our way of being able to help you exactly the way I told you. And then we'll have another conversation. We'll go over everything at that point. If we're on the same page, if the client likes what they've heard at that point and we like what we see, then we'll move forward. If not, we'll part as friends and we'll never ask for a dime. And that's the nice, comfortable part about calling us to see if we can help you is, during the conversation, if we don't feel like this is a fit, we're going to let you know. And if we do see it's a fit and you like what you've heard, there's no money obligation yet until we get to the part where we pulled some records. We take that extra step to make extra sure, because if it doesn't make sense for both of us, then we're going to part as friends at that point.